how's it going? So today I've kind of got a creating a budget video planned. I honestly have no idea where this video is gonna go, so please bear with me. Also, there's glare today because it is gloomy and snowy and winter, and I think we all understand that that is just life right now. And I don't have a ring light to kind of balance out the shadows over on this side. But there are a few things I wanted to talk about today as far as budgeting goes, and on this channel. I wanted to go over some of my plans for next year. I wanted to go through my envelope binders, and then I wanted to talk to you a little bit about setting up a budget for me and my family, and I really would love your guys' input. So please make sure to comment down below at the end of the video or during or wherever, because I just would love some input from you guys when it comes to creating a budget for my family. Okay, so I do have a show on for my daughter, and hopefully that will kind of keep her busy in the meantime. Hopefully it's not too loud. If you can hear it, I apologize. We don't really need that yet. Okay, so I wanted to first talk about these binders. Anyway, moving on. So these are the 3 budget binders, or not really budget binders, cash envelope binders, sinking fund binders that I have. I accidentally cut this one. I don't even know if you can see it because the light right there. Yeah, I accidentally cut it when I was opening up my Amazon box. I cut too deep and it sliced it. But whatever, I could probably super glue it shut. But I can't remember. I think this one was high priority. This one I feel like was just kind of miscellaneous. And then this one was like a low priority, just miscellaneous random ones for my daughter. I love the red, you guys. I want like 5 of these, but I think I'm gonna change my cash envelopes. I think I'm gonna change up what is high priority. I might even make new ones. And I'm definitely changing up like what's low priority, and then I don't know, messing around with miscellaneous ones. So I bought these off of Amazon. Someone I follow on Instagram or YouTube uses them. They are top loading envelopes. They have a little flap right here, and you just reach in and put the cash in. But the thing is I don't know that I want to put vinyl on them, because I want to be able to use them more than once, and I don't want to have to buy more. And so I think I might just either put a piece of paper in the front that says what it is, or just keep the tracker in front. So there are 12 of these. Like I said, just came from Amazon. I will have them linked in the description below. So what I think I'm going to do is do my 2023 monthly challenges, savings challenges, in these envelopes. I've already custom created the savings trackers, and I'm going to show them to you guys, but I think I'm going to put them in these and probably stick them in the yellow one, since this is kind of like miscellaneous envelope items. So let me go grab those trackers so I can show you. Okay, so I did not cut these in the best way. I literally just kind of eyeballed it. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys the trackers. So I made these completely up on my own. I didn't do anything larger than $25 maybe. I want to say nothing bigger than 20. I just made these on Canva, and the reason I did such small amounts is because I've never done savings challenges, and I just don't feel like we're in a position right now to do like the 100 envelope challenge, or challenges where I'm putting away, you know, for one of these more than like $40 essentially. So I just put however many little images on here that I wanted. Some of them you can see like 5, 15, 10. So I did all the big snowflakes 15, the medium ones 10, and the tiny ones 5. So that is January. February, I tried to do some like Valentine's Day ones, and I just did 5, 10, 15, 20, and then I mixed it up for the symbol. Oh, and I forgot. And at the bottom I put the goal, which is I added up all of these numbers. So if I were to fill in all of these, this is how much I would have saved. But I'm just going to, when we get paid in February, I just plan on picking a number during that month and that pay period of what we can save, and then I'll color in however many it equals. It adds up to that. And then I'll just write the total down here at the bottom based on what we totally saved. But I'm not going to try and reach this each month. I'm just going to try and see what we can save. For March, I just did like St. Patrick's Day ones. I thought it would be fun to, instead of doing 15, to do 17 because St. Patrick's Day is on the 17th, so I thought that would be a little fun. And this one I do have some that include 20. So, and then for April, again, just up to 20. I only have 2 20s in this one. In May, this one only goes up to 15. June, I just did summer ones. I do have a 20 option here. July, I just did 4th of July because I'm based in the US. And this one also has a $20 option as well. August, I just did back to school because that's typically when kids in my area go back to school. I know some go back to school in September, but for me, August has always been back to school. So I did school things on this one. It only goes up to 20 as well. This one I'm not in love with, so if I were to do it again next year, I would change it. I picked 5 different leaves, and I should have probably only picked like 3 or 4. But I loved them so much. So this one again caps at 20, but this one, the goal is 515. I know for sure I'm not gonna save that. It would be super fun if I did, but it's not gonna happen. So we'll just fill in what I can. October's, I just did like Halloween themed. I thought it would be fun to do each part of the pumpkin a different amount, as well as the candy corns. So the biggest one on this one is 20. But I thought that was super cute. I loved how that one turned out. November, again, only goes up to 20. So some of them don't, mostly at the beginning of the year, because I'm not sure how it's gonna really go for us. And then I did one big turkey at the bottom with a 20. So that one's super fun. And then for Christmas, this one also goes up to 20, but I did candy cane, stocking, presents, and a tree. So those are all of the monthly challenges that I'm doing for 2023. And I'm actually really excited. Like I said, I haven't ever done a savings challenge before. I've attempted, but then I was like never successful. And we really need to get on top of savings. Also, I printed these out on like the thickest cardstock I had because it was the only cardstock I had, so these ain't going nowhere, but that's what I'm gonna do for these. So I'm just gonna set those aside and put them in later. So that's kind of the overview for cash envelopes. That's what we're doing. Okay, so for this is our budget. You've seen it before. It's not anything new. So I created this last time we got paid because my husband's paycheck was actually like double what he usually gets. He got a lot of commission from their Black Friday sale, and it was just a huge blessing for us because we were able to use that to catch up on our bills. I know in my last video I mentioned that we were behind, and I really hate that, and it makes me nervous. It makes me sick to my stomach. And so this time I was really, really grateful for the commission because we were able to catch up on our bills. We had a few that we weren't able to pay last time that we will be able to pay this time, and then we'll be completely caught up. So I am just thanking God. I'm thanking my lucky stars, you know, all the blessings. It was huge for us. But I wanted to show you this because I created it the last time he got paid, because I wanted, also sorry for the stain, my daughter spilled a drink on here. I'm really trying to help my husband get more comfortable with being involved with the finances. It's not that he doesn't want to be involved. It's not that he doesn't care. I think it's just really overwhelming and stressful for him, which it can be for a lot of people, especially if you're in a situation where you've got debt and you're behind on bills, right? I think anybody would naturally react that way. So I created this Excel sheet for him. I felt like his brain would react to this a lot better than like my cute little planner that I've always got out. So what I did is I typed up the expenses and the amounts that we weren't able to pay with the paycheck before the last one, and then all of the expenses that we need to pay with the upcoming paycheck, which was just his last paycheck, where we got almost double what he usually gets. And I highlighted the ones that are extreme priority, the ones that would affect our credit if we didn't make a payment, that charge late fees, just, you know, a utility type thing, just high priority expenses I highlighted in red. The ones I highlighted in yellow are just kind of considered, or sorry, not, did I say yellow? Yes, okay, so the ones highlighted in yellow, I'm getting my colors mixed up. The ones highlighted in yellow are like mid priority, next priority after the red. They can be skipped. We won't get a fee right away. They're lower payment amounts. We would be able to catch up in the future, type of thing. And so I color coded that one yellow. And then the orange I picked as like way low priority. It doesn't matter if our card gets declined, we're actually half a payment or a full payment ahead, very, very low amount, or it's like a subscription of some kind that we just don't absolutely need. It's not a high priority. And then I just said, you know, this is how much your paycheck is gonna be. These are the bills that need to be paid based on the priority. Help me make a decision on what bills we need to pay. And so he went through and did some addition and subtraction and ultimately decided that we needed to pay the red, the ones highlighted in red, obviously because those are highest priority. And then we were able to include a few of the yellow, and we just set aside the orange. Also, my paycheck from my job was just shy of $300. So that was huge, amazing. We really needed that as well. Even though my husband got paid way more than he typically does, the $300, the almost $300 was still very, very helpful, especially with being able to catch up. We did have a family member who was very, very kind and blessed us with buying our groceries. We didn't even ask. We just got a text message from them that said, hey, you know, how are you guys doing? You know, I know it's the end of the week and it's almost Christmas. We'd like to send you guys some money for groceries. And like, even just now talking about it just makes me choke up. And I feel so embarrassed even crying now because this is YouTube, but we just were so blessed with our last paycheck and it was really everything we needed. And I just thank God and this YouTube community for inspiring me to make smart decisions about our finances and turning our life around. Anyway, so I wanted to show you that because I felt like it really helped my husband, helped me make decisions on what bills to pay so I didn't feel so overwhelmed and stressed trying to make all the decisions myself. All of this is just kind of random information that doesn't have anything to do with anything, but Anyway, so I'm probably gonna do this again, even though we're no longer behind on our bills. We've got 2 from this list that we didn't pay last time that we'll be paying this time, but as of right now, we're just completely caught up on everything, and I am just feeling so grateful. Okay, so this is where you guys come in. If you're still here with me, thank you, thank you, thank you. But this is the part that I need your guys' input. If you were in my shoes, what would you do, kind of thing. So typically what I do is, and you guys have seen this before, I put the stickers down, I write down our monthly expenses, just like an overview of everything, and then I split them between the paychecks based on the due date and when we get paid, all the things. So you've probably already know that if you've been here for a while. With that being said, what I typically end up doing is I go through and add all of our expenses up, and I put the total on a sticky note that, as you can see here. We pay 10% tithing to our church. And so I usually just put a ballpark number in there based on his lowest check that he's received multiple times, or like his base salary, I guess. But then when he actually gets paid, I'll come back and change that. So I at least want the bare minimum included in all of this. So right now we're at $14.92.14. And typically, his paychecks come in at like 170 or 1767, like 48 or something. So this paycheck, if he was getting bare minimum, we would have about 275 left over to split up between gas for our cars, groceries, household items if my daughter needs medicine, pull-ups, anything like that. It's not a lot. It doesn't leave us a lot of room for savings and paying down debt. And this is, I think, what's getting me so stuck on creating a budget, is that I don't have anything left over typically. Because I'm also still trying to figure out, amongst this inflation that everyone's experiencing, how much to spend on groceries for a family of 3. My daughter typically, she's kind of in that stage right now of life. She's a toddler, and so she doesn't want to eat anything. And so she usually just shares one of our plates. And so we typically are feeding 2 people, minus her drinks and snacks and things like that. So it doesn't seem like I would need to spend a lot on groceries, but $275 just doesn't feel like a cushion amount for me to pay groceries, gas, and have some left over, if that makes sense. So I'm needing your opinion because I had a thought. I asked my husband, and he just kind of was like, I don't care, like whatever you think is best. I'm ready to stop treating like my bills are a higher priority than groceries. With the exception of rent and utilities. I always want to make sure we have a roof over our head, that our electric and our gas has been paid, and so forth. But I want to start making groceries a priority. And so, okay, so this is what I did. I went through the last 3 months, not including December, and I put down every single charge that went through our bank account under different categories. It's really small, so you're probably not gonna be able to see the details of it. But then down here, I did the totals. So everything we bought that was considered shopping, which is just wants. Everything we spent on food, out to eat, gas station drinks, all the things. Groceries, all the bills that went through our account, app purchases, gas, if we accrued any overdraft fees, and then beauty and hair, because my husband gets a haircut from time to time. And then I totaled them all at the bottom, and I added them up, and I put them under this teeny little box that says charges. And then right here, these are all of the amounts when we ever had money deposited into our accounts. Some of those are from my job, and some of them are just like if I returned something, if I made some money in my Etsy shop. and I deposited it into my checking. So then I put that in the income box. And then this difference part right here, I subtracted the income from all of the charges, and that is how much money we should have had left over that month. Obviously, my spending needs help. I gotta stop spending. It's really gotta stop. Little charges here and there just really add up. You can see here in October, it's way out of control. We were actually in the negative about $1,000, and I'm not sure how that's possible or how that even happened. I don't know if I got a paycheck in September that I spent, you know, some of it and it didn't go through till October. I'm not really sure how that happened, but that's too much. That's hella shocking. I am just gonna say it. It is so shocking to me. I was just, wow. And the groceries are out of control, right? And then for November, it was better, but we were still short about $200 somehow. But this shopping, I've got to get the shopping under control. And this was really eye-opening. I definitely highly suggest anyone who's looking at creating a budget to go through their last 3 bank statements and literally type out every single charge that comes through, including overdraft fees, because you do pay for those. And anyway, so back to what I was saying before, making groceries a priority. I could definitely average out what we spend on groceries. November feels out of control somehow. The other thing that I really struggle with is when it comes to doing a grocery category is sometimes when I'm at the store getting groceries, I'll think to myself, oh, we're out of dish soap. Oh, we are out of toilet paper. Oh, we're out of, you know, alcohol wipes, or we're out of Band-Aids, or just very random things that are not grocery related. And so sometimes that increases the price. So it's not always exactly what I spend grocery money on. Like, it's not always food. So I don't know if I need to set aside an amount every time we get paid for household things specifically, or if I should just increase my grocery budget to cover those things. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on that. And then my next question is, I want to start prioritizing groceries before my bills, because there are some of these bills, like I said, that we can go late on and we don't absolutely need to pay them right away. So would it be an incredibly not smart idea, a dumb idea, a stupid move, if I were to create a budget where I say, okay, maybe this much in tithing, rent, you know, gas, electricity, and then I put groceries down as an expense of $150 or $200, however much we decide for our family. And then whatever I have left over after that, I split up amongst the bills. Because sometimes but do I want to do that? Okay, sorry. My daughter decided she wanted to talk to me. My only concern with budgeting for groceries first is that I might be forever playing catch up on bills. But is that not what I'm doing with groceries? Forever trying to figure out how to provide groceries for my family. So I'm curious to know what your guys' thoughts are. I just don't know if it's a smart move. I keep thinking about Dave Ramsey. I took his Financial Peace University course one time, and he talks often about there being a line when it comes to affording your bills. And he would tell, you know, the credit card companies, I'm sorry, but unfortunately you didn't make it above the line this time, so I can't pay you, or I'm not able to make my bill, or you're not getting any money from me. And, you know, in his story, he says sometimes they'd be like, oh, well, what do we need to do to get above the line? You know, kind of a thing. But he would draw a line and he would pay the bills above that line, and if anything else was below it, he just couldn't make that payment. And maybe I am messing that up. That's not what he said, or I'm missing the point of why he's saying that, or I'm leaving out information. I don't know. But I kind of feel like I'm at that point. Like, I need to draw a line somewhere, but I need groceries to be included in this so that I always have money for food. And I'm not looking at that $275 going, man, how am I gonna split that up between groceries and gas? Do I just pull it out in cash every time? Do I pull out gas in cash every time and then put it in my bank account when I need to use it? And I'm willing to do that. It's not that I'm not willing to do that, but I'm just thinking, I don't know. So I need your guys' input advice. Should I budget groceries on this list and a certain amount? Oh my goodness. Or should I pay my bills and not get behind and then just make do grocery wise with what I have? Whenever I meal plan, I always check my pantry, my freezer, my fridge. I always, I use a website called My Fridge Food, I think is what it's called, or Fridge Food, where you put in all the different ingredients that you have and then it searches its database for recipes using those items. So I'm not always just spending groceries on dinner meals, because there are a lot of things we can make from home and I don't need to buy a lot of extra ingredients for. But I just feel like I'm sick of chasing money for groceries and gas and household items and things like that, as well as savings and debt. I also want to start allocating at least $5 or $10 to savings, because obviously if I can spend this much money on random crap that I really truly don't need, I can absolutely, if I'm willing to pay, you know, 15, 25, 60, 80 bucks at all these different stores for different things, then I can absolutely put aside 15, 25, 60, $80 in savings. I absolutely should be able to do that. Okay, also welcome to the party. My daughter wants to come sit by me, so she'll be right here. So, I definitely need to prioritize. I definitely have money I can set aside for savings and pay it on debt if I'm spending money. I definitely need to start setting an allowance for myself and just watch where we go out to eat. I definitely need to come up with some totals. So my question for you today is, should I do that? I think there was one other question earlier in this video. This is a really long one, so if you're still with me, thank you, thank you, thank you. There's definitely gonna be a part 2, maybe a part 3 and so forth as I create this budget and really put it to use and try to get it going. And I wanted to share that process with you. That was one of the video ideas I've had. Thank you. For my channel was I wanted to document the process of actually creating a budget, because I know I've mentioned multiple times how intimidating that is for me. So that's kind of where I'm starting. I'd love your guys' input, and in the next video I think I'm gonna come back with a mock-up budget, and I think my husband and I are gonna try it for a month, see how it goes, and then revisit and edit if we need to. So thanks for being here, you guys. I'm so sorry this was so long. I really appreciate your love and support. My next video should be my January budget set up in this new planner. And yeah, I will see you guys in that one. Have a Merry Christmas, everybody.